Hey guys, Jace here. I've escaped from lockdown. It's still level 3, and I guess this is going to be my first vlog I've done. I have escaped because I've been in isolation for 2 weeks because I was a close contact, and I've only just got out the last couple of days. Being able to get out of the house, ride my bike. Don't think I'm going to wear that for much longer. I would have been going insane if I would have had to stay in for much longer, and luckily I've got the trainer to help me with my sanity. Now I'm going to do an interval session today, so I've got 4 by 8 minutes worth of just over threshold intervals. So I just thought I'd bring you along, and during my warm-up talk about the Wacker or the Whaka100. Now my intervals are up and down Mount Eden. I'm on my mountain bike. It slows me down a little bit because I've got 8 minutes of threshold, which just about gets me to the top. The Whaka100, it's in about 3 weeks time, 3.5 weeks time, and or is it going to be in 3.5 weeks time? That's the question. Now Tim Farmer is going to announce on Monday the 4th at 5 PM if the Wacker is going to go ahead, and I believe that Wacker has to be in level 1 and Auckland in level 2 for that to happen. If Auckland obviously isn't in level 2, a lot of the rides will be coming from Auckland, so it's probably not viable to run it. And also, if Rotorua and the rest of the country perhaps is not into level 1, then they won't be able to come up, and they won't have enough significant numbers. I think probably only allowed about 100 at a time in groups, so it'll be quite difficult to run it under those circumstances. So understandably they've got a backup date for the end of January, I think it is, Auckland anniversary weekend, so that would be quite handy. And I can see a lot of people being available for that time, unless they've organised a holiday out of Auckland, which will maybe slightly unlikely given the circumstances. I think a lot of Aucklanders will be quite relieved if it changes to the end of January, because they haven't been able to get out too much, and especially not out on trails. So they'll be a bit rusty, that's for sure, me being one of them. The Wacker course is interesting this year because it's a little bit longer than it was last year, maybe significantly so, and with Tank to Town in it, I think it's a lot harder too. So you're looking at probably adding about 30 minutes onto your time from last year if you did it last year. That's my guess anyway. As I say, the course has got a few long hills in there. There's not much for the first kind of 12k or so. Then you've got the hill all the way up to Box of Birds and Fluffy Ducks, and then at about the 23k point you've got the craziness of Tank to Town. Now I don't think too many people will be clearing Tank to Town. It's pretty bad, especially if it's a little bit damp. In the dry it's possible, but it's pretty rutty, not very smooth, quite lumpy and very steep. So it's a big technical climb, and it's quite difficult to do. If you click on the link above there, you'll see the recce that I did, and I was on an e-bike and I still had to walk some of it. So just prepared to jump off and get your walking shoes on. I have got my mask on today because I did a couple of interval sessions, or I did an interval session a few weeks ago, and I wasn't wearing a mask, but a lot of people walking here with masks, and I felt a little bit guilty. I don't think I'll wait for the intervals though, because it's a struggle. The intervals are a struggle already without the mask. and I decided to come a little bit later today, mid-morning, just so the morning rush was over. Now it looks like it may have worked, so that's a good thing. For those of you out there that are doing the 100 miler, good luck to you. I think the aim for me would just be to finish the 100 miler, because it is a long day out. The 100k in itself is long enough. I think I would have, if I'd finished it last year, I would have probably taken about 7 hours 15. I think 7.5, 7:45 this year. I think I'm reasonably fit despite of the lockdown. There we go, first one done. I managed to sustain the power pretty well. And on top of that I get a great view. Yeah, I'm videoing this with the new GoPro 10, and I'm just going to try to have a look at the difference between this and the GoPro 8 on the way down. Thanks. And again, third time. Woo. See if that'll pace it better. Third one done. Well, that's my interval session done. 4 lots of 8 minutes worth of just above threshold, with about 4 minutes, maybe a little bit more the last interval rest. Now back to the Wacker. Let me know if you'd like it to go ahead on the October date, 22nd to 24th, or would you like it deferred until the end of January? Tell me what your preference is. And also, if it's deferred until January, what else does it need? Does it need extra water stops because it's going to be hot, dry and dusty? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm just about home, so thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and please subscribe, and I will see you again soon.